Hey there, life editors! Welcome to the Life Editor Weekend Virtual Retreat. Woohoo! It's finally here. I am so excited. I have been looking forward to this all year, and we only do this twice a year. So I'm so thankful that you're joining me today for this virtual retreat. All right. For those of you who are watching live, or even if you're watching the replay later, go ahead, leave a comment, say hi, and tell us where you are watching from. Thank you so much for being here, Life Editors. All right, for those of you who are brand new, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sage Grayson, and I am a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. So all day today, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube for the entire Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. And I am sharing all of my best tips to help you get stuff done while still having fun. So we are talking about productivity, time management, goal setting, business strategies, motivation, and much more. If there's a topic that we need to cover during today's retreat, go ahead and leave a comment below. Also, let me know if you have any questions or concerns as we're going through the material. The great part about this live virtual retreat is that you can talk directly to me here during these live streams. So thank you so much for being here. Now, what exactly is Life Editor Weekend? Well, besides being an all-day festival retreat where we're talking about how you can be a more productive person and how you can reach your goals faster, it is also our kickoff ceremony for Life Editor Academy. Life Editor Academy is my mastermind group, and I only open up spots for the Academy twice a year. We always do a big kickoff celebration during Life Editor Weekend. So now I will tell you more about Life Editor Academy at the end of this session, and I've got some great videos from behind the scenes in the Academy and testimonials from ladies who have reached their goals with the help of Life Editor Academy. So stick around to the very end of this session and every session to learn more about the Academy. If you can't wait and you got to know what's going on with the Academy right now, in the description, you can click the link and go to the invite page and learn all of the ins and outs of the Academy, everything that's included, everything that we're going to help you with, and what it's like to be a fully fledged life editor reaching your goals with tons and tons of support. So go ahead and click the link in the description to learn more about Life Editor Academy. All right, but we are here today for Life Editor Weekend. Again, if you're here live, leave a comment and let us know where you are watching from. So I want to make sure that before we get started with this session or any session, that all of you have downloaded your Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat workbook. Again, the link is in the description. If you haven't downloaded your workbook yet, go ahead and do it because we're going to be using this workbook in every single session today. So I want to make sure you have a great place to keep all of your notes together in one spot. So go ahead, click the link below and download your workbook. But that's not all. Every session of Life Editor Weekend Virtual Retreat has a giveaway. So for each of the 7 sessions, I'm going to be giving away one of my digital programs to a lucky viewer. So if you are watching either live or watching the replay later this weekend, go ahead and leave a comment and like the video. So you got to do both things. You got to like the video and you've got to leave a comment. You can do that on Facebook or on YouTube. And that is your entry to each session's giveaway. So whatever sessions you get to watch, like and leave a comment and you'll be entered in that giveaway. All right, so this is the very first session. And in this session, we are giving away, let me pull it up. I gotta be dramatic here. We are giving away a copy of the Edit My Life mini course. So this is the Edit My Life Planner. It's a mini course and planner bundle that's going to help you stop procrastinating on all of your biggest goals and get results fast. I know many of you have taken the Edit My Life Planner program. It's one of my favorite offerings out there. And we're going to be talking more about it later. But if you want to enter to win the Edit My Life Planner mini course, which includes 2 planners, a daily planner and a weekly planner, both digital PDF files, and then 5 days of videos to help you set the goals that you can actually achieve and achieve more in 12 weeks than you did in the past 12 months. You're going to want to enter this giveaway. So remember, like this session's video and leave a comment either on Facebook and YouTube, and you will be entered into the giveaway for the Edit My Life Planner mini course. All right, so let's move on. So we are going to start session 1, and this session we are talking about how to change your life in 6 months or less. How to change your life in 6 months or less. You think you can do it? I'm going to show you exactly how to do it using my goal planning strategy. And I'm going to show you how you can probably, most of my clients do, reach your goals even faster than 6 months. We're just doing 6 months because that'll take us to the end of the year. So think about that. What do you want to achieve before the end of the year? I know you got some ideas. I know there's something popping up for you. We're going to be talking about how you can actually achieve that in this session. Oh, let's see who's here. Tanya, hey, I'm excited for this year's retreat. Yes, me too. Oh my gosh. I'm probably more excited than everyone because I've been waiting for this like for 6 months. So I only do this twice a year. And I decided I was looking for okay, what am I going to wear for Life Editor Weekend this year? And I saw this shirt and it's tie-dyed and it's got tassels. And I'm like, yes, that's it. We're going for it. So this theme for this session is kind of like psychedelic hippie. I've got my tie-dye, I've got my tassels, I've got my beads, I've got my flowers in my hair. We're all decked out here in my home office. So we're having a really good time. And for those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel, all week long I've been posting shorts where I'm dancing around to 1960s hippie music. So let me know if you watched that. Which video did you like? Did you like my California Dreamin' one? Did you like my Good Morning Starshine one? Whatever. Well, that's the whole point. We have a lot of fun as life editors. We want to get stuff done. We want to reach our goals. We want to be successful, but we can do it in a fun and silly way. And that's exactly what we're doing here at the retreat. Who else we got? Hey, Donna, thanks for being here. YouTube won't change me from this older job. Excited. Yes. I'm really excited that you're here. Thank you so much for showing up. So again, for those of you who are joining us, we are streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so this session is how to change your life in 6 months or less. You can do it. I believe in you. But before we dive into it, let's do a little bit of journaling. Let's talk about exactly why we are here today. I mean, this is the first session of the retreat. And I do say this at every retreat, that we need to think about what does it mean to have a retreat? Well, as you know, as I'm a former book editor, I've got to get into the wording of it, get into the language of what it means to retreat. So a retreat. You guys know this. You've probably been on a lot of retreats with your girlfriends or at conferences or whatever. A retreat is a party. It's a getaway. You have your fruity drink. You're having a spa day. You're out on the beach. Whatever it is, you are at a retreat. And it's a beautiful getaway. So we like going on a retreat. But you linguists know where I'm going with this. A retreat is also a verb, which means to step back from whatever is scary or frustrating or overwhelming. So you're giving yourself a chance to regroup, to refresh, and to pause so you can find solutions. So think about if life is a battlefield. I know love is a battlefield, but if life is a battlefield, we need to retreat from time to time. We need to step back from time to time and get our stuff together and figure it out and make a new plan. We can't just keep pushing and expect to be successful. So that's why we are here. We are here today to have a retreat, and we are also here to retreat. Yes, we're here to step back. We're here to breathe. We are here to refresh. Leave a comment and let me know, what kind of retreat do you need the most right now? Right now, today, this weekend, what do you need the most? Do you need a getaway? Do you need your fruity drink? Do you need to lay on the beach? Is that the retreat you need? Or do you need to step back and retreat from your busy life and get a refresh? Which type of retreat do you need most today? Okay, so let's open up your workbooks. And in your workbook, so if you haven't downloaded your workbook, I've got the link in the description. in your workbook, we're going to go to the page that starts with my successes. So it looks like this right near the front. And let's take a minute to really think about what we've accomplished this year or not accomplished this year and kind of where we're at. So this is really your time. For those of you who are here live, or if you're watching the videos over the weekend, you're watching the replay, I want you to give yourself permission to enjoy the rest of this retreat. You're not doing any work, you're not doing chores, you're not folding the laundry while you're listening to this. There are no other obligations. This is really your time. So make this retreat special for yourself. Give yourself time to actually go through the videos and go through the workbook together with us, and you'll get the most out of it. So Donna says, beach and a fruity drink. Me too. Donna, take me with you. I think I need to go to the beach too and like sit out there, my hippie flowers, and just kind of enjoy the waves for a while. I know we all need that. And we're going to talk about self-care later in the retreat too, and how you can get that, even if you can't like hop on a plane and go to the beach. Okay, so open up your workbooks. We're going to talk about the first 6 months of 2022 and where we are right now. So in this first box, I want you to write down all of the successes that you've had this year so far. All of your successes, big or small. So I want you to think of, what are you proud of? What was your most kick-ass moment? Like, what was the shining light of this year? Like, wow, I really did a good job there. And what do you want more of? So what are your successes? What was your most kick-ass moment? And what do you want more of? Yes. Think about any kind of success you might have had. It could be a relationship success. Maybe you got your kids to listen to you for once, or maybe you had a money success, you paid off debt, or maybe it was some kind of business success, like you got your website live or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe it was a health and fitness success, like maybe you're walking around the neighborhood every day, or maybe you finally got off some kind of medication, like whatever it is. Write down any kind of success that you had. So I'm trying to think of like, what am I proud of? What was my most kick-ass moment? It might even be right now during Life Editor weekend. Like this is what I look forward to all year long. I think this is probably where I'm feeling like most kick-ass, most myself, like right now. All right, so even if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, give yourself time to fill out your successes. You might even want to pause the video, come back to it, and just keep like brainstorming as we go through the rest of the retreat. What successes did you have this year? Because there were things that were going well for you this year. I know a lot of us are struggling right now, but really get nitty gritty. What was going well for you? I mean, at the very least, you have internet to watch this retreat. So that's something good to be grateful for. All right, next we're talking about challenges, because we definitely had challenges. In the spot where it says my challenges from the first 6 months of 2022, write down the challenges that you faced this year, the things that did not serve you, and what you want less of. So maybe you had like a really hard time at your job, or maybe one of your coworkers was really getting on your nerves. Maybe you had some kind of illness going on, or maybe your family was going through some kind of difficulty. Maybe you were finding it hard to pay off your bills and whatever. So write down any challenges you had and what you want less of. We want less struggle. We want less pressure. We want less shoulds from the world. So again, if you need to pause the video, come back to it and write down all of your challenges from the beginning of this year. So I did want to start the retreat with us journaling a little bit about successes and challenges, because I think it's really important, instead of just like immediately diving into all of the good stuff, like give me the good tips, give me the good tips. I think we need to pause for a moment again and retreat. Before we dive into everything new, let's retreat and figure out what was working for us and what do we want more of, and how can we bring that into our lives? And then what do we want less of? What was not serving us? And I know for some of you, your challenges list might be 10 times as long as your successes list, but really give yourself time to think about anything big or small that was going well for you this year. Maybe you had a great relationship with your friends, or maybe you don't like your job, but at least you have a paycheck. And like we just said, you have internet to watch this right now. So give yourself time to really balance and weigh your successes and challenges and really kind of recap the beginning of the year. Because I know you want to talk about, well, how am I going to reach my goals in 6 months? But let's just take a moment to pause and recap the past 6 months. All right. Donna says, I am now under my own channel. Need a tropical drink and a beach. Yes, yeah. That's what we want more of. We want more vacations. We want more tropical getaways. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Okay, so before we dive into how to change your life in the next 6 months, let's talk about the framework that we're using to do this. Here we go. For those of you who have not been following me for a long, long time, this looks very familiar to you. This is my life editing process, and this is my coaching framework that I use for all of my products and programs and coaching packages. So it's a 5-step cyclical process that you go through over and over and over again. Life editing is a form of life coaching that follows a specific step-by-step process, yes, that helps you edit your life, much like how a book editor edits a manuscript. That's my whole shtick. I'm a former book editor who became a life coach, and it just makes sense to me to use that systematical, editorial, analytical thinking to help you clean up your life. And I noticed that when I was coaching my first clients, like many a year ago, since I've been doing this for 11 years now, holy moly. But back when I first started my business, I noticed that I was helping people edit their lives the same way I used to edit books. And it just made sense to me because there's a process that you go through. There's a step-by-step formula that you use to clean up a book and clean up a manuscript. And it made sense to use that to clean up your life. So to expand the metaphor a little bit, sometimes our lives feel like a rough draft, like everything is messy and jumbled, and we're not getting into that flow, we're not making a lot of sense, and we're not living the story of our dreams that's inside us. So that is where life editing comes in. So I'm very, very proud of my life editing process. And yes, it is a registered trademark. So I own the term life editor. And I hope that you being here at Life Editor Weekend means that you're ready to start using life editing in a big way in your life. Remember, it's editing. We are not taking your life and crumbling it up and throwing it in the trash and be like, ugh, let's get rid of that. Let's get a total makeover. Let's wipe the slate clean. Like, no, we're taking what we've got. We're taking our lives that we got right now, and we're editing it and tweaking it and making teeny tiny changes, these little itty bitty baby steps to polish it up to have a beautiful life story. That's what life editing is. We are not saying you have to quit your job or move across the country or get divorced or lose 100 pounds or anything like that. We are making teeny tiny edits to become the best version of ourselves. Leave a comment and let me know if you enjoy life editing. Donna says, yes. Yeah, so if you like the idea of life editing, making edits to your life rather than like wiping your whole life out and saying this is junk, no, your life has value, and we're just going to make little tweaks to become the best version of you. Not the best version of somebody else, but the best version of you. So Donna says, I keep working and then life jumps in with big roadblocks, but I'm still full of hope and I want to edit. Yes, this is the thing. I have a cyclical framework here. I have to keep figuring out like what side of the screen it's right there. And it's because you go around it over and over and over again. Life editing never ends because your life is always changing. You're always going to be making these little tweaks and adjusting. That's what being a life editor is all about. Okay, so I want you to either write maybe on a blank page in your workbook, or if you got a journal. And again, you can pause if you need more time with this. But let's think about your intention for the next 6 months. So we're going July to December. That's where we're looking at right now. And I want you to think about, what do you want to achieve in any area of your life or business? So think about your health, your home, your finances, your relationships, paying off debt, any of that stuff. What do you want to focus on for the next 6 months? Next question is, what would your ideal self be doing? So if you were the absolute best version of you, what would you be doing? So we're not trying to be Superman or whoever. We're not trying to be like Oprah. We're not trying to be like whoever is top of your field. But for you, the best version of you, what would you be doing? So like for me, I would be having fun with my business every single day. I would not take myself so seriously. I would be meal planning and prepping and feeling good. I'd be going to the gym for me, for fun. I would be staying in touch with all of my friends. Like, what would the ideal version of you be doing in the next 6 months? And then the last thing I want you, oh, Donna, no, it's not a worksheet. It's just separate, just like journaling in your own journal. Or if you want to, you can write it like on the back here. I just kind of want you thinking and percolating on what do you want for the next 6 months. The last thing I want you to think about, which we're actually going to be going into in a minute when we do your goals, is what is the one outcome that if you got it, all of your hard work would be worth it. So this is also known as a push goal. Let me know how many of you know what a push goal is. A push goal is a goal that once completed, it makes all of the other goals so much easier to accomplish. Or you might not even be able to accomplish any of your other goals until you get this one single goal completed. So if you think of a row of dominoes that are all standing on end, if you push the first domino, they all come crashing down. That's your push goal. For some people, that is a money goal. So once I pay off my debt, once I save X amount of money, then all of my other goals become possible. For other people, your push goal might be a health goal. Like once I lose X amount of weight, then I can get off my medication. I can play with my kids. I can have the energy to walk my dogs and whatever. So it makes all of your other goals possible. So a push goal, I would say it's a realistic goal. We're definitely talking about realistic goals here. We want a goal that makes your other goals possible. So it might stretch you. Of course, it's going to stretch you. Any goal that you're working on is going to stretch you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but it should be something that you can achieve. So it's not like, I want to be an astronaut next month. That's probably not going to happen unless you've been training to be an astronaut for 10 years already. Or I want to earn $1 million next month. That'll solve all my problems. Unless you earned $999,000 the previous month, that's probably not going to happen. So we want a realistic goal that once completed makes all of your other goals possible. So if you had to list out all of your goals, all of those things that are percolating in your head, I want to pay off my debt, I want to lose weight, I want to start my business, I want to do this, I want to do that. There is one goal that carries more weight than the others. That's your push goal. Like if I get this thing done first, everything else is easier. So rather than trying to work on 10 goals at once, focus on one goal that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. That's your push goal. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get into 12-week planning. So we're going to be using, let's see, these next few worksheets. I think there's 3 worksheets. Yeah, the next 3 worksheets we're going to be using in this section. And this page here, where we're talking about the different areas of life editing, we're going to be using this page throughout the rest of the retreat. So you're going to fill in all of these boxes during the other sessions, and we will come back to this. Okay, so we're going to make your first 12-week plan. Wait a minute, Sage. This session is how to change your life in 6 months. Why are we focusing on a 12-week plan? Well, for any of you who've been following me for a while, you understand that all of my clients use 12-week planning. And that's because of 2 very important reasons. A 12-week plan is short enough to feel urgent. So you always have that hum and buzz of energy in the background. But number 2, it is long enough to see sustained results for no matter what you're working on. If any of you have made New Year's resolutions, you know that they just don't work. If you try to fit your goal across 12 calendar months, that gives you a million opportunities to fail and to procrastinate. So for my clients, when I work one-on-one or in my academy, which just opened up today, click the link below to learn more about the academy. But anyway, with my clients, we do 12-week planning because we want to keep our goals in this nice little bubble and have it really focused and narrow and just worry about what do we need to get done in these 12 weeks, not what needs to happen 12 months from now, not what needs to happen 5 years from now, but just now. And you're going to get better results when you think on a smaller scale. So if you want to change your life in the next 6 months, you're going to need to do 2 12-week plans. And the reason we do this, if you haven't ever done 12-week planning before, the first 12-week plan Let's get honest here. It's a little messy. Let me know, those of you who have done 12-week planning and your first 12 weeks is a little messy, but it does get a little messy because you're getting used to SMART goals. You're getting used to working on a shorter time frame. You're getting used to having fewer goals at a time. And you're getting used to using a time budget, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So your first 12 weeks is a little messy. But once you get into the groove, your second 12 weeks, rounding out the 6 months, that's where really, really big change happens. And I've seen this happen time and time again with my clients and with my academy members. So you're going to change your life by doing 2 12-week plans. We're going to start with your first 12-week plan. And then when you're ready to plan your next one, so the first 12 week is July, August, September. And then your next 12-week plan is October, November, December. Come back to this video, pause, and go through this process again to do your second 12-week plan. Okay, so let's talk about the difference between goals, projects, and tasks, because you can't plan out your next 12 weeks unless you know the difference between goals, projects, and tasks. How many of you think you know the difference between goals, projects, and tasks? So leave a comment below and let me know if you think you do. I'm going to take a sip of tea because I'm going to be speaking for the next, 7 hours here on the retreat. So you better believe I'm drinking my lemon tea. I'm taking care of my voice today. Okay, goals, projects, and tasks are not all the same thing. They are very, very different. Let's start with goals because that's what we want. We want to achieve our goals. So a goal is a measurable result that you want to achieve, and it is made up of many, many projects. Donna's absolutely right. They all meld together. They all work in harmony, but they are all separate things. So goals are kind of the big umbrella term for what you want. So it's a measurable result. Measurable meaning you should be able to look at your goal and say yes or no, did you achieve that? You can measure it specifically. And it's made up of many projects. So here's an example, and I'm using the example of a writer because many of my clients are writers, which just kind of makes sense because I'm a former book editor, so I kind of like attract writers or people who are in some kind of creative field like that. So here's an example of a goal. I will earn $10,000 from my writing in the next 12 weeks. Very specific, and you can tell that goal, I will earn $10,000 from my writing in the next 12 weeks, is made up of many, many projects. Not just one thing that's going to earn you all that money. It's lots of different actions and projects that you need to take to achieve that goal. That's an example of goal. Measurable result that you want to achieve made up of many projects. A project is a smaller part of your ultimate goal, and it is made up of many tasks. So a project is something that is underneath the goal. It leads to your big goal. It directly leads to your big goal, but it is not the goal itself. So here are some smaller projects from that same goal. I will finish writing book number 3. I will self-publish the book on Amazon. I will submit at least 5 freelance articles per month. And you can see those lead to the goal of earning $10,000 from your writing, but there are still many steps underneath them. So self-publish a book on Amazon. That is not a single step. There are many, many, many steps underneath that. Those are called tasks, which we will get to in a minute. So you can't also say that that's the goal because there's no why behind it. Well, why are you self-publishing on Amazon? Why does that matter? It matters because it's part of the big goal of earning $10,000 in the next 12 weeks. Is this making sense? Big goal, measurable result is made up of lots of little projects, and projects have many, many tasks associated with them. A task is a teeny tiny action step from a project. And when I'm working with my clients, I recommend that your tasks take 10 minutes or fewer to complete. So here are examples of tasks from those bigger projects. So send an email to my subscribers with the release date, call my editor, rewrite the book title, find that freelancer application. Can you see how those tasks will take under 10 minutes to do, like send an email or make a phone call or rewrite the title? Those are all things that'll take under 10 minutes to do, but they are not the goal. The goal isn't to rewrite the title because that doesn't lead to anything. There's no why there. It's just one of the teeny tiny tasks that you have to do underneath your big project of writing a book, which is underneath the great big goal of earning $10,000 over the next 12 weeks. So I want you to think about your goals, projects, and tasks. And I do I talk about this in the Edit My Life Planner, which is the giveaway for this session. Again, if you want to enter the giveaway, remember to like this video and leave a comment below, either on Facebook or YouTube, and you will be entered into this session's giveaway for the Edit My Life Planner. In the Edit My Life Planner mini course, I talk about how this is known as pyramid planning. So at the bottom, you've got hundreds or thousands of little tasks, and they make up that strong foundation. And then going a little bit further up the pyramid, you've got your projects, and those are made up of all those tasks below them. And then at the very top, you've got your goal, which is made up of the projects and the tasks below that. So everything, all the tasks lead to your projects, all the projects lead to your goal. Can you see how that's a pyramid? They're all built on each other and they're all pointed upward. They're all heading towards that goal. So if you need to figure out, well, is something a goal or a project? Ask yourself the why. Why are you doing this? What's the reason behind it? So if you want to earn $10,000 in the next 12 weeks to pay off your debt or to establish something for your writing career and maybe get a new website or whatever it might be, like that's the great big goal. There's a big why behind it. Whereas other things like send an email, there's probably not a big why behind it. It's just one of those tasks in your project. So lots of little tasks that make up your project, lots of projects make up your great big goal. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to plan your next 12 weeks. So in your workbook, you should have your workbook in front of you. As we're going through these sessions for the next 7 hours, I want you to circle, highlight, or star anything that's most important for the next 12 weeks. In fact, on some of the pages, near the bottom, there's a whole section that says next action steps for blank, next action steps for blank. And that's a good indication of those things are next in importance for you for the next 12 weeks. So what's important for July, August, September? We're not looking at December yet. We're not looking at next year. We're just looking at the next 3 months, the next 12 weeks. And come back to this video every time you do another 12-week plan. All right, so I want you to write those edits, those things that are important for the next 12 weeks, and anything else that you can think of under this category that's called goals brain dump. This is literally where you just brain dump everything that you're thinking about. Oh, in the next 12 weeks, I want to do this thing. And then I'm traveling here. And I also want to think about this. And I want to pay off this. Brain dump it all. Just like blah. Just get it out of your head and onto the page. So all of the edits that you want to do in the next 12 weeks, put them here in your goals brain dump. So number one is circle, highlight, and star anything in your workbook that you want to do in the next 12 weeks. Number two is do your goals brain dump, just brain dump it out. And then number three is to analyze your time budget. Raise your hand, leave me a comment. How many of you have done a time budget before? What I do with my clients, and you can find more information about a time budget in the Edit My Life Planner program, is we figure out how much time do you actually have. So if you're doing a 12-week plan, you might think, Sage, how much time do I have? I have 12 weeks. I've got 3 months. I've got 90 days, whatever you want to call it. That's how much time I've got. No. Actually, you don't have that much time. When you do a time budget, you're in for a rude awakening. But it's kind of like a good thing. Like once you look at how much time you actually have, you'll stop beating yourself up when you don't reach your goals. So if you think, oh, I'm going to reach this goal in the next 12 weeks, and then you don't, you feel bad about yourself, not knowing that you actually did not have enough time to do it. So how we do a time budget, and this is a printed out version of the Edit My Life Planner, which is the giveaway for this session. You'll find these great big calendars. So you can use any kind of calendar that you want, or you can use your Google Calendar or whatever. But as you're looking at the next 12 weeks, the next 3 months, so if you have July, August, September in front of you, I want you to take a pen and cross out any days where you will not be able to work on your goals. So cross out any days where you're going to be traveling, on the weekends when you're not going to be working, when you're going to be out of town, like whatever, cross those days off. And then let's say you have some kind of chronic condition where you lose days a month for something. Like I give this example a lot. One of my clients has chronic migraines and she loses between 4 to 6 days a month due to her migraines. So if you have some kind of chronic condition like that, average how many days a month you lose to that condition, and then cross those off at the end of the month. Can you see that? So cross them off at the end of the month. So if it's 3 days, 1, 2, 3, cross those off. The reason we do that is because you can't plan like, oh, I know I'm going to have a migraine on the 12th. No, you don't know that. So we put them at the end of the month to create a buffer. Also, if you have kids or you're a caregiver or something like that, and you know emergencies come up and you're going to lose a few days a month for dealing with your kids or being a caregiver or whatever, cross those days off at the end of the month too. So for each month, for the next 3 months, cross off your PTO, your vacation days, emergency days, all of those days, your weekends when you're not working, cross those all off. So for many of my clients, out of 90 days, they do not have 90 days to work on their goals. They might only have 20 days. I've given this example before. One of my clients did this exercise, only had 8 days out of 90 days to work on her goals. So no wonder you're not reaching your goals, or if you have 10 goals, you can't get them all done, or you can't even get one goal completed in a 3-month span because you think you have more time than you do. This is what doing a time budget is all about. We're getting honest and clear about how much time we actually have. So once you understand how many days you actually have, and leave a comment below, even if you're watching the replay, leave a comment and let me know, out of the next 90 days, July, August, September, how many days do you actually have to work on your goals? So let's say you have 20 days or 30 days spread out across the next 3 months. You will have to make some tough choices. You won't have time to do 10 goals. You might need to pick just one goal, that one push goal that carries more weight than everything else, and just focus on that. So even though you might want to do multiple goals, like you want to do your health, you want to start a business, you want to improve your relationships, you want to pay off debt, whatever, you might need to narrow it down just to one goal, 1 or 2 goals for each 12-week plan. Okay, so number 4, step 4 is, as you are doing your brain dump and you've done your time budget, I want you to write 1 to 3 goals that you're going to focus on for the next 12 weeks. I give you spots for 3. I definitely do not recommend having more than 3 goals, or you're going to spread yourself too thin. I'd rather you have fewer goals, but really focus your attention. So write them down in goals 1, 2, or 3. If you only have 1 goal, because you only have like 10 days in the next 90 days, that's completely fine. All right, moving on. For each of your goals, I want you to do a projects brain dump. So for each goal, like we said, each goal is made up of many, many, many projects. So if you want to earn $10,000, there's lots of ways to do that. You could do it through selling a book. You could do it through coaching. You could do it through affiliate marketing. You could do it from babysitting, whatever it is. There's lots of different ways to earn that money for that goal. So do a projects brain dump for each of your 3 goals. So you got 1, 2, 3 goals. What are all the projects associated for that goal? So if you want to pay off your debt, what are your projects for paying off your debt? I don't know. It might be talking to a financial advisor. It might be designing a budget. It might be organizing your debts from smallest to largest. It might be selling old stuff that you don't need, old clothes and furniture. It might be getting a second job. Those are all projects under the single goal of paying off your debt. Make sense? If it's not making sense, leave a comment and let me know. All right, and after you have all of your projects, and just because you brain dump your projects, like you might have 100 different projects for your goal, 100 different ways to lose weight, 100 different ways to start a business, 100 different ways to whatever it is your goal. That doesn't mean you're doing all of the projects. Again, look at your time budget and pick the projects that can actually fit into your time budget. You're not going to you're not going to have the time to do 100 different projects for that one goal, but I bet you can pick out the projects that have the best chance of success. All right, moving on. You know what we're doing next is your task breakdown. And you might need to print out this page multiple times for each project. So think about your project. Let's say you want to lose weight. That's your ultimate big goal. You did your time budget. You know how much time you have to actually focus on losing weight. And out of all of the projects, you know meal planning and prepping is going to be the project that gives you the biggest bang for your buck, the best return on investment. Then write down all of the tasks that you can think of that make up that big project. So if your project is, I'm going to do some kind of meal planning routine, your tasks might be to research meal planning ideas online on Pinterest, on YouTube, or make sure you go out and buy a bunch of containers so you can like portion out your meals. Make sure that you have the ingredients at home. Maybe get a buddy to come over and help you meal plan and prep. That makes sense? So write down all the little tasks for each project. You might have to print this out multiple times. All right. So that is how you come up with your goals, projects, and tasks. And once you have all of your little tasks, you're going to look back at your time budget and plug in those tasks into specific days and specific times. So if you need to, whatever, have a meeting with a financial advisor, you put that in a specific day at a specific time. If you need to clean out the refrigerator or whatever, put that in a specific day, specific time. Don't just leave it to whenever, because like we just established, you don't have 90 days, you don't have 12 weeks, you don't have 3 months. You have much fewer days than you actually think you do to get your goals accomplished. Okay, last thing I want to talk about your 12-week plan, which you just mapped out. You got your goals, projects, tasks, and tasks are going to specific days and specific times in your planner. What do you do with everything else? What do you do with everything else? Because you probably came up with, 50 different goals that you could want to do at some point. Do you just throw those out? No, those goals might be for your next 12-week plans. Or what if you know what your goal is, and you came up with 100 different projects for that goal, but you're only doing 3 projects in this next 12 weeks. What do you do with all those other projects that could help you in the future? Well, I want to introduce you to something called the parking lot. Who knows what a parking lot is when it comes to your goals? Leave a comment and let me know. It's something we use in the Edit My Life Planner program. It's something we definitely use in the Academy, because we have lots of things we want to do, or there's lots of different avenues to success, but you don't have to do everything right away. So your parking lot for your goals and projects is just like a parking lot in real life. So if you drive your car and you park in your parking lot, it's safe, it's secure. You're going to leave it there in the parking lot while you go and do other things, but you are not driving it right now. So any goals, projects, tasks, things that are percolating in your mind but you can't get to in this next 12 weeks, you're going to put them safe and sound in your parking lot. So your parking lot might be a Word document, a Google Doc, it might be a journal, it might be like a board on Trello, however you want to organize the things that you don't want to forget about, but you're not driving them right this moment. You put them in your parking lot. And then when you do your next 12-week plan, you're going to look back at your current 12-week plan and see like, okay, how did I stick to my time budget? What worked? What didn't work? How much can I actually take on for my next 12 weeks? That's why I'm talking about it takes 6 months to change your life, because the first 12-week plan is a little messy and figuring things out. But your second 12-week plan, that is the sweet spot where like, okay, I'm in a groove. I know what I can accomplish. I know how to manage my time and energy. And then you really start rolling in your second 12 weeks. So then look at your parking lot and be like, okay, for July, August, September, I did blank. And now for October, November, December, I'm going to do these things that have been sitting in my parking lot that I didn't have to drive immediately. I think that is one of the biggest things that I see with my clients is that when they start working with me, they have 100 things that they want to do and they think they have to tackle all of them right this second. And I'm like, no, no, no. Let's put some things in your parking lot. Let's make a clean, organized 12-week plan with maybe 1 to 3 goals. Let's break it all down. Let's put the specific tasks into days in your planner. Let's really rock this out on a small, focused level. And then we can go back to your parking lot and drive some of those other things. You don't have to do everything all at once. I do like to say that to my clients. You can do it all, but not all at once. All right. So as a reminder, I want you to remember to like this video and leave a comment either on Facebook and YouTube, and you will be entered to win this session's giveaway, which is, let me pull it up, is the Edit My Life Planner, which is a mini course and planner bundle to help you stop procrastinating and reach all of your biggest goals fast. So if you want to enter for this giveaway, for the Edit My Life Planner, like this video and leave a comment. But now, let me remind you that this is the kickoff celebration for the Life Editor Academy Mastermind program, which is now open. So click the link in the description for all the details about Life Editor Academy. So it is the best of both worlds, and it is my most favorite thing that I do all year. You get one-on-one coaching with me, plus group coaching with your Academy sisters. So we have monthly virtual retreats. We have monthly group calls. We have exclusive videos and worksheets. We have a book and movie club. We have so many different resources to help you in this group setting. Oh, what I really love is that we do accountability partners, and we switch accountability partners every single month. So you get to know everyone else in the group, and you get those different perspectives and different ways of support. So if you want to learn more about Life Editor Academy, allow me to share a video right now that's going to give you kind of an overview of what it's like in the Academy. I will say this video is from when pre-pandemic, when we were doing the Academy live in person. The Academy is now exclusively virtual, which is great because we can work with people all over the world, and it's a lot easier for you to make the retreat times without having to buy plane tickets or leave your family or anything like that. But here is some examples of the things that we do in the Academy. Let me open this up. There we go. So like I said, doors are now open for Life Editor Academy. You can apply right now. So here is the link. So you can get all the details about the next session of Life Editor Academy. You can apply starting right now. Doors close on the 24th. So you've got a few days to apply. Click the link for all the details about Life Editor Academy. And this is your guided journey through my life editing process. You're going to get tons of support as you clean up your messy life and start your exciting new chapter. You get me, you get all of your Life Editor Academy sisters, and we're all supporting each other to reach your big goals. So if you had fun during this session making your next 12-week plan and you're excited to change your life in the next 6 months, then you've got to join us in the Academy. I would love to work with you, Life Editor, do one-on-one coaching, group coaching, book and movie club, exclusive videos and worksheets. There's so much more. Go check out the page that has all the details, and you'll see that Life Editor Academy has so much to offer you if you want to reach your big goals. All right. So this is us wrapping up this session 1 of Life Editor Weekend. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to start session 2 in just a few minutes. So I will see you there. Thanks for being here, Life Editor. See you real soon.